Hare Krishna. जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरावन चारी यमुना तीरावन चारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरावन चारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जयो राधा काला चंजी राधा काला चंजी राधे। जयो राधा काला चंजी राधा काला चंजी राधे। Jayo Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Baladeva, Jayo Subhadra. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada. Jayo Jayo Gurudev, 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 Jayo Jayo. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gaur Premanande. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jai Advaita, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jayo Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra, Jayo Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra, Jayo Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki. Is the mic on? Can you hear you? Can you hear me? Yeah, we'll try. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Praying at the lotus feet of my spiritual master, our dear Srila Prabhupada, and all the Guru Vargas, may I speak few words in the glorification of our dear Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo mukum karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham bande Shri Gurum Deenataranam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Paramananda Madhavam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Kathanchana smite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhaved vismite viparitam syat Shri Chaitanya namami tvam. Things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one or other simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if one, even easy things become very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances. Adi 14.1. When Gauranga Prabhu was here, he gave a very beautiful verse. So I would like to read that to you for those of us who think, that it is Bengali, it is a different language or an alien language. Do I get the rasa of, how do I get the rasa? Of course, We learned Sanskrit for Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Bengali for Chaitanya Charitamrita. But this verse is very beautiful. It's been almost a month since I spoke, so I've been waiting to bring this up. It goes in and out. Need to turn it off first. It's on. The verse goes, this is Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 287. This is in the tune of Vrindavan Ramyastan. जेबा नाही बुझे के हो सुनीते सुनीते से हो कि अद्भुत चैतन्य चरिता कृष्णे उपाजीवे प्रीति जानिबे रसेर रीति শুনিলেই বড় হয় হিতা. It says, if one does not understand in the beginning but continues to hear again and again, the wonderful effects of Lord Chaitanya's pastime will bring love for Krishna. Gradually, one will come to understand the loving affairs between Krishna and the gopis and other associates of Vrindavan. Everyone is advised to continue to hear over and over again in order to greatly benefit. So even if we don't understand Chaitanya Charitamrita, but Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, if you hear it again and again and again and yet again, and what will happen? See the amazing, what we are looking for is Krishna Prema. When we do that, yesterday I was hearing a class by one of our wonderful speaker and online, and then Prabhu was mentioning that, whatever limbo bhakti that we do, if we do with, one-pointedness, with one-pointedness, I don't want anything but this. So Prabhu went on saying, one-pointed. Then I had a question. I asked Prabhu, what is that one-pointedness? And he said, it's Krishna Prema. Of course, he confirmed. We all heard it many times and we know it. Krishna Prema. If when we are chanting, we're doing, deity worship, when we are reading scripture or speaking scripture, when we are cooking, no matter which limb of devotional service we are doing, but if we do it with one-pointedness, and that is that I want nothing else but Krishna Prema, and then that's what, pleases Krishna so much. And we know that all we do is just to please Krishna. Some Siddhir Haritoshanam, just for the pleasure of Krishna, whatever we are doing, whether we are doing Varnashram Dharma or anything else, but even spiritual activities might be done just to please me. Everybody should know how wonderfully I cook. Whether Krishna liked it or not, that is Krishna's problem. But I cook, devotees said, what a wonderful cook you are. And so even devotional service can be done with, for self-glorification. So, but when we come to the point that I want nothing but Krishna Prema, that's when the service becomes successful. Because service is meant to serve Krishna and not our senses. So I thought this is very beautiful, and we can chant. And when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita every time, at least for me, I was thinking. I'll read it one more time. Translation I told you all already. जेबा नहीं बुझे के हो सुनीते सुनीते से हो कि अद्भुत चैतन्य चरिता कृष्णे उपाजीवे प्रीति जानिबे रसेर रीति শুনিলেই হয় বড় হিতা শুনিলেই বড় হয় হিতা. Krishna upajive priti. What will happen? You will get love for Krishna. Janibe roshero riti. You will know the riti of rasa dance. For us right now, at least for me, it's all dancing. And if Gaurang's Prabhu's classes were wonderful, but one point that I have never heard of, he was saying how the rasa dance means the pure devotees are always in tune with Krishna's will. The moment you deviate even an inch, like, what's in it for me, you're out of the dance because you lose the momentum. And then you are no longer in the rasa dance. So this is like, completely a philosophical aspect of rasa dance. I'm talking for we means I, that romanticizing, oh, rasa dance. For me, I think, okay, after dying, I'll go back to Vrindavan and I'll dance with Krishna and that's all. But then what Prabhu was saying, that it is like, Krishna wills and we do. Krishna wills and we do. And that's rasa dance. So, Janive Roshero Riti, like that's what the verse says, that you will know what is actually the rasa, the mellow of the ras dance. Shunilei hoy boro hita. Even if you just hear it, like Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, if you just even hear it, even if when you're not understanding it, this one time Prabhupada, maybe more than one time, but I remember one time at least, I heard it on Prabhupada Memories, where Prabhupada was speaking in Hindi. He tried always to speak in English actually for his disciples, but he was speaking in Hindi. And the devotees that were moving, the English speaking devotees, they were moving out of the temple or wherever Prabhupada was speaking. And then Prabhupada said, even if you don't understand, please just sit and hear. Because the voice of the sound of a pure devotee. And that pure devotee speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, there cannot be any better fortune than this. And today, as we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is Madhya, chapter 8. This chapter talks between Lord Ramananda Rai, talks between the Lord and Ramananda Rai. We are on verse 61, I believe. But I'll do a little recap, not the entire chapter, usually what I do, but this is like a few verses. This is 256, where the last verse that I read, about a month now, it was like where one should live. And Mahaprabhu very clearly declared one should live in Vrindavan. There is not even second thought where one should live. One should live in Vrindavan. And more than living in Vrindavan, your heart should be like Vrindavan. Like, you should meditate on Vrindavan. When we go to Vrindavan, we bring Vrindavan back here. So, till we go again, so that we can meditate on Vrindavan. Even whatever we are doing, wherever we are. But we should always have Vrindavan in our meditation. So after that, we also heard a verse which says, what should be, which is the most worshipable, Upasya Pradhan, what is most worshipable. And Mahaprabhu said, this is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And we heard that too, that Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'll tell you the verse. There is a verse, when Mahaprabhu got the Harinam, in Adi 781, there is a verse when Mahaprabhu was given by Ishwara Puri this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he will go on chanting and chanting and chanting. And then he comes back to his Guru Maharaj, who is Ishwara Puri, and says this verse. This is Adi 781, 7.81. Kiba mantro dila goshai kiba tar bol, jopite jopite mantra korilo pagol. Oh Goshai, oh, Goswami, oh Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, what mantra did you give me? What kind of mantra is this? Why, what's the problem? He said, jopite, chanting and chanting and chanting, I'm becoming mad. This is the translation by Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, what kind of mantra have you given me? I have become mad simply by chanting this Mahamantra. And if you read ahead, there's a short purport. But if you read ahead, then Ishwara Puri will smile and he will say, this is the success of the mantra. It's meant to make us mad. So Mahamantra is meant to make us mad. Until we go there, we go on chanting, chanting, chanting. As Prabhupada was asked, why do we chant? We chant because we can chant more. Right? So that's the verse. And then after that, Mahaprabhu continued asking, and Rai Ramana, this is a question and answer between where here, entire chapter almost, but this is towards the end, where Mahaprabhu is asking like a rapid fire question, like fatafat I will ask, quickly, and you quickly answer me. And so this is where we are. Mahaprabhu is asking again. And then the next verse said, Bhukti mukti banche jai kaha duhar goti, Thaboro deho, debo deho, jaiche avastiti. It says, and what is the destination of those who desire liberation and those who desire sense gratification? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked. Ramananda Rai replied, those who attempt to merge into the existence of Supreme Lord will have to accept bodies like those of trees, and those who are overly inclined towards sense gratification will attain the bodies of demigods. Okay. The next verse said, this is interesting. Orashogya kaka chushe. Orashogya kaka chushe. Gyan nimba fole. Rashogya kokula khai. Premam. Premam. What is this? Premamra mukule. So, rasa means something very dry. Rasa means we know mellow. So, the opposite is a. A rasa means which doesn't have any mellow. Kak is a crow. Chushe is sucking. What is the dry crow is sucking into? It's into nimbafal. It's a neem tree. You know the neem tree, and it has a fruit. It's called nimbafal. So if you go to Brindavan, you'll see many actually, and especially summer we saw many. So the crow, and it says arasa gya. Gya means gyan. The word comes gya means knowing something. Who is sucking into, who is learning, who has this knowledge of arasa, the dry knowledge, just the dry knowledge, shukshma gyan, dry knowledge. He's sucking into nimba like fruit. So his taste buds are like bitter. But rasagya kokila, we know the cuckoo bird, so melodious. He is like the rasagya, he knows the mellows. And so what is he sucking into? Premamra mukule, he is sucking into this sweet, sweet fruit, mukule. And then abhagya gyani ashwade shukshka gyan Krishna premamrita pana kore bhagyavan. One who is unfortunate, abhagya Gyani. Who? A Gyani who just takes knowledge. But there is no love there. So he is abhagya, he is unfortunate. Ashwade, what is he tasting? He is tasting shukshka gyan, dry knowledge. But Krishna premamrita, like the love of Godhead, the love of Krishna, the mellows of Krishna's activities, glories, and his name, and everything about Krishna. Who drinks it? Who does the pan? Pan kore bhagyavan. Bhagyavan means one who is very fortunate. Who's very fortunate. That's what I said, that hearing Srila Prabhupada, a pure devotee, speaking Srimad Bhagavatam recommended by Mahaprabhu is our such a great fortune. Reading Srila Prabhupada and hearing Srila Prabhupada, we are so fortunate. Because, so we are what? Abhagyavan or Bhagyavan? Very Bhagyavan. 260. এই মতো দুই জন কৃষ্ণ কথা রসে নৃত্য গীত রোদন হইল রাত্রি শেষে. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai passed the whole night relishing the mellows of Krishna Katha, topics about Krishna. While they were chanting, dancing, and crying, the night ended. So we see how we should be with devotees. This is how we should be with devotees. What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to chant, dance, and cry about not our problems, but or our happiness, but Krishna Katha, but Krishna's glory. 261. দুহে নিজ নিজ কার্য চলিলা বিহানে সন্ধ্যাকালে রায়ে আসি মিলিলা আর দিনে. The next morning they both departed to perform their respective duties, but in the evening Ramananda Rai returned to meet the Lord again. 262. ইষ্টা গোষ্ঠী কৃষ্ণ কথা কহি কত ক্ষণে প্রভুপদ ধরি রায় করে নিবেদন. That evening, after discussing the topics of Krishna for some time, Ramananda Rai caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord and spoke as follows. Krishna tattva, Radha tattva, Prema tattva, Shar, Rasho tattva, Lila tattva, Vibhido prakar. Translation. There is a variety of transcendental truths. The truth about Krishna, the truth about Radharani, the truth about their loving affairs, the truth about transcendental humors, and the truth about Lord's pastime. 264. এত তত্ত্ব মোর চিত্তে কইল প্রকাশন ব্রহ্মাকে বেদ যেন পড়াইল নারায়ণ. Very, very, very interesting. I don't know what word, it's adjective to put there, but it says eto tattva, like the tattvas we heard, Krishna tattva, Radha tattva, Rasa tattva, Leela tattva, all this tattva. It's so beautiful, Ramananda Rai is saying. And then he's saying what? Brahma ke Vedu jano porailo Narayan. As if how Brahma, how Brahma was given this knowledge by whom? Krishna. Like that, you have made me realize this. Everything that I have spoken, it's all by you. You see what a wonderful mood this is. That's why we should read Chaitanya Charitamrita to know what should be the mood of a devotee, a Vaishnava, pure devotee. And we should work towards it. It's not that we just read it and then forget about it. But we should read and try, of course, talking for myself, way, way, way beyond the standard of Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srila Prabhupada. I was hearing Haldar Maharaj and Maharaj was saying, if you think that you will follow Srila Prabhupada 100%, then you are, it's a big mistake because he is a pure devotee. And following the, following the instruction of a pure devotee is very difficult. Like the Veda Vakyas, right? The pure devotees speak, it's like the Veda Vakyas. And, being a Kali Yuga product, if I think I'll be like this, but then we can aspire to be there. We can always, that's our goal, and that's where I want to walk up to. I want to follow this. And I was hearing Braj Bihari Prabhu, since he has been here recently, so Prabhu was saying that there is a difference between pure devotee and a poor devotee. The pure devotee, he says, I'm fallen, I'm rotten, I'm this, I'm that. But it does not impact him. It does not hit his ego. Like we see what an example of Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Kaviraj Das Goswami, he is the author of this book. And he is saying, I'm worse than a insect of the stool. But when he says it, it doesn't change his position. He doesn't feel insecure. He doesn't get into depression. But a poor devotee, talking for myself, when I say I'm fallen, I'm rotten, I'm worse, I'm the most fallen one, Prabhupada says we're most of nothing. But still, I'm this, I'm that, we will feel eventually, depressed. Because in my heart, I'm not convinced that I am. In my heart, I am the best devotee in the world that Prabhupada could ever have. And when I'm saying I'm fallen, I will get into depression because I'm saying something and believing something else. In my mind, I have something else, but my lips are saying something else. So a poor devotee and a pure devotee. So when we are poor, we should not try to act as pure. Just accept yourself and be yourself. What you are saying. So, but we see Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Rai Ramananda, he did the entire service of speaking this beautiful, this beautiful episode of this sambad between Rai Ramananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord, Vishaka Sakhi and the Lord. And as Swayam Bhagavan Maharaj was saying that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's Thakur's ashram, they will read till this chapter and then go back and will not read this because such an ecstatic and elevated topic. And after speaking like this, Rai Ramananda is saying that I have spoken it all, even not the tattva, the highest degree of tattva, etc. But who inspired me? It's you, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who inspired me to speak such things. Like Brahma was spoken, when the creation happened, and the 5th canto, all about cosmology, the creation happened, Brahma was in this lotus and didn't know what to do, bewildered, came down and didn't get to see anybody. Then Garbhodakshay Vishnu eventually came and gave darshan, and then in his heart he gave also the knowledge, and we will read about that verse more. And like that, Mahaprabhu is saying how you inspired Brahma, like that you inspired me to speak. So he's not taking credit. So whatever service we do, end of it, we know that Krishna is inspiring me to speak. If I'm speaking, the ability to speak is also Krishna's. Like one stroke and everything pauses. And we cannot express ourselves. So that ability in us to speak, to sing, to anything you can think of, even to breathe, any minute things to any detailed things, everything and anything is given to us by Krishna. And Krishna's mercy happened to us because of the mercy of our Guru and of course Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So he's saying that you have manifested, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki, you have manifested all this transcendental truth in my heart. This is exactly the way Narayan educated Lord Brahma. Purport. The heart of Brahma was enlightened by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is Vedic information given in the Shweta Shwatara Upanishad, 6.18. Yo brahmanam vidadhati purvam yo vai vedamscha prahinoti tams tasmai tamha devam atmabuddhi prakasham mumukshurvai sharanam aham prapadye. Because I desire liberation, let me surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who first enlightened Lord Brahma in Vedic knowledge through Lord Brahma's heart. The Lord, in the original source of all enlightenment and spiritual advancement. In this connection, one may also refer to Srimad Bhagavatam 290, 2, 9, 30 to 35, 1, 11, 14, 3, 12, 4, 40, and 12, 13, 19. Those are the verses. If you are interested to read, you can go on reading. অন্তর্যামী ঈশ্বরেরও এই রীতি হয়, বাহিরে না কহে বস্তু প্রকাশে হৃদয়ে. The nature of Paramatma is what? He does not speak out loudly. What he does, he inspires you to do it. That's what it says, the translation. Ramananda Rai continued, the super soul within everyone's heart speaks not externally, but from within. He instructs the devotees in all respects, and that is his way of instruction. So he inspires inside, and his instruction is given like that. Purport. Here Sri Ramananda Rai admits that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the super soul. It is the super soul that inspires the devotee. Therefore, he is the original source of Gayatri Mantra, which states Om Bhur Bhuvatsva Tatsaviturvarenyam Vargo Devasva Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Savita is the original source of all intelligence. That Savita is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'll repeat. Savita is the original source of all intelligence. That Savita is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is one more very profound statement of Srila Prabhupada. Before this, he said, many verses back, when he said the Krishna, Radha and Krishna. What do we usually hear? Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But verses back, he said, Radha and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he repeated it in the many times, that Radha and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Savita, which is the source of all intelligence, is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 2:4-22. Prachoditayena pura saraswati vitanvatajasya satim smritim ridhi swalakshana pradurbhut kilashataha same rishinam rishabha prasidatam. May the Lord, who in the beginning of the creation amplified the potent knowledge of Brahma from within his heart and inspired him with full knowledge of creation and his own self, and who appeared to be generated from the mouth of Brahma, be pleased with me. This was spoken by Sukadev Goswami when he invoked the blessing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead before delivering Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit, Maharaj Parikshit. And the celebrated verse of Srimad Bhagavatam 1:1:1. Janmadiyasya yato anvayad itaratastarteshu abhigya swarat tene brahma hridaya adikavaye muhyantu yat surya. I will read it again. Janmadiyasya yato anvayaditarataschartheshu abhigya swarat tene brahma hridayadikavaye muhyantu yat surya tejo varimridam yata vinimayo yatra trisargam smrisha dhamna shvena swada nirasta kuhukam satyam param dhimahi. Translation. O my Lord Shri Krishna, Son of Vasudev, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of creation sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory presentation of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representation of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. This is verse, this is the opening invocation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Next. This is এক সংশয় মোর আছে হৃদয়ে কৃপা করি কহ মোরে তাহারও নিশ্চয়ে. Ramananda Rai is saying, I have a doubt. He said that, Ramananda Rai then said that he had but one doubt within his heart, and he petitioned the Lord, please be merciful upon me and just remove my doubt. পহিলে দেখিনু তোমার সন্ন্যাসী স্বরূপ এবে তোমার দেখি মুই সামগ গোপরূপ. Ramananda Rai said that first, then told Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at first I saw you appear like a sannyasi, but now I'm seeing you Sham Sundar, the cowherd boy. Like first I saw you, I thought you know, that your appearance was like a sannyasi, but now you appear like Sham Sundar to me. So what is this? What's happening? If you go to Alarnath, Orissa, Bhubaneswar, from Bhubaneswar, you like from Jagannath Mandir, it's like, I remember by auto it was like 1 hour or something. It's been 2 years. And if you go to Alarnath, you will see back of Alarnath temple, there is this stone, big stone, where Mahaprabhu, when Jagannath was not there in the temple during this, festival, and he was so desperate, he was, he was so despondent that he wanted to see Lord Jagannath, and he ran to Alarnath to see. And then when he saw, he got so emotional, so ecstatic. The body heat melted the stone where he paid obeisances, and this stone is there in the back of Alarnath. So if you go, you can still see Mahaprabhu's the impression of his entire body. And right on top of that, there is a deity of Mahaprabhu, how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw. This is what at least I was told and I heard, that is the avatar, that is Shadbhuj, like the 2 arms of Krishna, 2 arms of Ram, and 2 arms of Mahaprabhu. And that form is there right on top of the stone. I remember when you take prasadam, they keep the door open. They don't close it like ours. They keep the door open, and you can see that stone, and you can see that this deity of Mahaprabhu with the Shadbhuj, with the 6 arms form. And this is the form that Rai Ramananda was shown. And because he is asking now, first I saw, or I might be confused, and it might be the form that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also saw. So, but it is a form that Mahaprabhu showed. Of course, Rai Ramananda, we have seen the pictures is there in the plates, where he's seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he sees both Radha Krishna. So Rai Ramananda is saying that I first saw you as a sannyasi, and now I'm seeing you as Sham Sundar. Please clarify my doubt. So if you go to Alarnath, please see that stone especially, and also of course you will automatically see and the pandas will tell you the story if you ask them. This is 269. তোমারও সম্মুখে দেখি কাঞ্চন পঞ্চালিকা, তারো গোড়া কান্তে তোমার সর্ব অঙ্গ ঢাকা. I now see you appearing like a golden doll, and your entire body appears covered by a golden lustre. Shamsundar is blackish, but here Ramananda Rai says that he saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear golden. The lustrous body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was covered by the bodily complexion of Srimati Radharani. It is not said yet, but Srila Prabhupada said it to us. 270. তাহাতে প্রকট দেখো সবংশী বদন নানা ভাবে চঞ্চল তাহে কমল নয়ন. I see that you are holding a flute to your mouth and your lotus eyes are moving very restlessly due to various ecstasies, like continuously here, there, up, down. You go to a doctor, eye doctor, he say look up, down, this side, that side, look straight, one eye closed, like that. Mahaprabhu's eyes were like very restless. It's continuously moving here, there. The next one. এই মতো তোমার দেখি হয় চমৎকার অকপট কহ প্রভু কর কারণ ইহার. অকপটে, 2 words. Chamatkar is a magic. Like chamatkar in Hindi also we say chamatkar. This is chamatkar to me. This is like a magic to me, wonderful to me. Kapat, that's a very, usually we wouldn't say this kapat word like that. Kapat means, you are like duplicitous. And then kapat, here also say without any duplicity. Don't cheat me. We know what Krishna is, right? So we have to use that word. At least Ramananda Rai could use the word kapat without being duplicitous. Please do any duplicity, without any duplicity. Tell me what is it. Like he's asking him, tell me, why am I seeing you as Shamsundar now? Prabhu kahe Krishna tomar garo premo hoy premero swabhavo ei jani ho nishchoy. So what happened if you love somebody? It could be your son or spouse, or you tend to feel them, see them everywhere. Even if there is no reason to see them, you'll still see them when you love someone. And that's what Mahaprabhu is saying. This is the nature of love. Translation, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, you have a deep love for Krishna, and one who has such deep ecstatic love for the Lord naturally sees things in such a way. Please take this from me to be certain. So he is confirming that this is the love that you have for Krishna, and that's why you are seeing Krishna even in me. And then he is comparing it, like then he will say even if it's inert things, it does not move, you'll see in me, and you're seeing it in me, and no big deal. মহাভাগবত দেখো স্থাবর জঙ্গম তাহা তাহা হয় তার শ্রীকৃষ্ণ স্ফুরণ. A devotee advanced on the spiritual platform sees everything movable and inert as the Supreme Lord. For him, everything he sees here and there is but a manifestation of Lord Krishna. Lot of instruction. And the celebrated verse. Most of us would have heard this verse. 274. This is Madhya 8:274. Sthaboro jangam dekhe na dekhe tar murti sarvatro hoye nija ishta deva spurti. The Mahabhagavat, the advanced devotee, certainly sees everything mobile and immobile, but he does not exactly sees their forms. He sees everything. He sees this is stationary, this is fixed, but he exactly doesn't see it. What does he see? Rather, everywhere he immediately sees manifest. Rather, everywhere he immediately sees manifest the form of Supreme Lord. What does he see? He sees the Lord. Oh, this is my Lord. This is not a stone. This is not as another Jivatma, but this is the Lord of my life. Purport. Due to his deep ecstatic love for Krishna, the Mahabhagavat sees Krishna everywhere and nothing else. This is confirmed in Brahma Samhita 5.38. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanana Shantas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokanti. As soon as a devotee sees something, be it movable or inert, he immediately remembers Krishna. An advanced devotee is advanced in knowledge. This knowledge is very natural to a devotee, for he has already read in the Bhagavad Gita how to awaken Krishna consciousness according to Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 7.8. Rasoham apsu konteya prabhasmi shashi suryaya pranava sarva vedeshu shabdake paurusham rishu. O son of Kunti, Arjuna, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon. The syllable Om in Vedic mantras, I am the sound in ether and ability in man. Thus, when a devotee drinks water or any other liquid, he immediately remembers Krishna. For a devotee, there is no difficulty in awakening Krishna consciousness 24 hours a day. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore says here, Stavara Jangama dekhe na dekhe tar murti, na dekhe tar murti, sarvatra hoye nija, ishtadeva spurti. A saintly person, an advanced devotee, sees Krishna 24 hours a day and nothing else. As far as movable and inert things are concerned, a devotee sees them all as transformation of Krishna's energy. As Lord Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 7.4, Bhumirapo nalo vayu khamamanu buddhir evacha ahankara iti amme bhinna prakritir ashtadha. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. Actually, nothing is separate from Krishna. When a devotee sees a tree, he knows that the tree is a combination of 2 energies, material and spiritual. The inferior energy, which is material, forms the body of the tree. However, within the tree is the living entity, the spiritual spark, which is part and parcel of Krishna. This is the superior energy of Krishna within this world. Whatever living thing we see is simply a combination of 2 energies. When an advanced devotee thinks of these energies, he immediately understands that they are manifestation of the Supreme Lord. As soon as we see the sun rise in the morning, we rise and set about doing our morning duties. Similarly, as soon as a devotee sees the energy of the Lord, he immediately remembers Lord Shri Krishna. This is the explanation in this verse. Sarvatra hoy nija, ishtadeva spurti. Always sees the Lord of his life. A devotee who has purified his existence through devotional service sees only Krishna in every step of life. This is also explained in the next verse, which is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11:2-45. Before we pause here, I was just thinking something that came to my mind when I was reading it. Throughout, actually, when I read Srila Prabhupada's book, it started with Bhagavad Gita, that these scriptures are like our fathers, our father. Very coded, when daddy gives the instruction, it's usually one line, like do this. But then the child might be upset and go to the mother and say, why did daddy say like that? And the mother gives the purpose. The explanation why it is happening like that. So that's Prabhupada for us, our mother. You see, the Radharani's name was not mentioned, but Prabhupada mentioned it for us for that we can get connected. Scriptures are spoken for the intelligent people, but the people of Kali Yuga, speaking for myself, not intelligent enough. I need the mother like Srila Prabhupada to tell me what it is exactly. And if we take scripture very seriously, if we take Srila Prabhupada's purport very seriously, we'll see how practical it is. And I was thinking, one day I was walking from here to my house, and my service was done. I have taken the pictures and everything. So I was going home, and then there was a $20 bill on the road. So if you know the example of a bill by Srila Prabhupada, he explains who is a sense gratifier, who is a Mayavadi, and who is a devotee. A sense gratifier will see that bill, any bill on the road, and take it and enjoy it for himself. And a Mayavadi will think, this is not mine, somebody else's, I should not even touch it, because that's their philosophy in 1880. They don't touch anything of this material world. So he will just reject it and go away. But a devotee pick it up and look for the person whom it belongs to. And what does Isha Upanishad says? There's everything, Isha Vasha. That verse, it says that everything in this world belongs to the Lord. You take your portion for your sustenance, but end of it, you should know that everything belongs to the Lord. So I picked that $20, came back and donated it here. And see how our mother, Srila Prabhupada, has instructed us how to deal even with the, the bill that's on the road and how to deal with it. And though I'm not a great devotee and speak my story on the Vyasasan, but I was hearing recently Prabhupada, and this was so soothing. he said, you know why this Back to Garden magazines are? So that devotees can share their feelings, their connection with Krishna. Because when we speak about others' connection with Krishna, it may not be as convincing as it is yours. So Prabhupada is saying that's why the Back to Godhead magazines are. So he wanted us to speak our experience with Krishna, our experience in the devotional service, our experience in devotion. How did our life change so that others can connect? Because when I'm talking for myself, self-centered, when I speak about me, then I can speak very nicely. When I speak about others, I don't have so much of rasa in it. I have so much rasa in me. So when I say what I did and how Krishna reciprocated, then it gives me, it's real for me. So that's what, and when I heard that, I said, okay, now I don't feel that bad to share my stories, so it's okay. Prabhupada said we should share our stories, and that's why the Back to Godhead magazines are. With that, I would pause, and please forgive me for all the mistake I have committed. And if I have chanted the verses wrongly, I'm sure I did, but so I beg your forgiveness till we meet again. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhuve vacha patitanam pavnevyo vaishnavevyo namo namah. If there is any question, comment, correction, please go ahead. If not, then I can repeat your question. You want me to repeat your question? Uh-huh. Am I sorry? No, I was talking about Prabhupada, how he inspired us to even to day life. This is what you're asking, what I spoke at the end?
Yeah, I should skip it. It's what I'm trying to understand is that you've been so accurate and so precise with all this data, and what you know is incredibly deep. It's very strong, and your reading is very good. But what I'm trying to understand is how can we bring this into our lives? We're just struggling here in Kali Yuga, trying to serve Srila Prabhupada, trying to serve ISKCON. What I'm trying to do is find a connection to what you're saying and what you're reading about to what we're doing right now. How do we, where is this historically relevant to where we are now
Yeah, if you
in
see,
ISKCON?
yeah, I was thinking I may not be able to address your. It's a big question for a tiny person like me. But I was thinking, as you're saying, if we have to connect it, Prabhupada is called very eloquent, like who can speak a lot in a very few words. And if you see, he says that a devotee, the last line of what we read, this is 274, a devotee who has purified his existence through devotional service. Now, can you hear me? Yeah, sorry. So, okay. A devotee who has purified his existence through devotional service. As soon as I read it at home once, but then when I was reading it here again, like how he told us how to purify ourselves, to make connection between the scripture and our day-to-day Kali Yuga life through devotional service. A devotee, how do we get purified? Through our devotional service. Sees only Krishna in every step of life. So that time we will not see anything when we have purified us enough through our devotional service, when we are serving. Sometimes it happens that, you will remember, oh, when you look at Mahaprabhu, you might remember that how Rai Ramananda was not seeing Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi anymore. He was seeing him like a Sham Sundar. Then you think of Sham Sundar of Brindavan or our Kalachanji. And then, it for the time being, I'm talking for myself, not yet in the Samadhi yet, where I will yeah, like for me this is how it is, like, I might be something, and then the scripture comes back, the story that I would have heard or I would have read as I was reading, that pure devotee, if I get mad, and I will think, oh, why am I getting mad, I'm supposed to be a devotee, and then I'll remember, oh, I'm not a pure devotee, I'm a poor devotee. So it is okay that I'm mad, but one day I'll be, Krishna, please make me one day pure devotee. So that's how I at least connect. If you're asking me particularly how I do, whatever I hear and whenever I read something, and this is how I think. If I look at my Gaur Nitai deities, like, whenever we sing Gaur Nitai, if you go to Eka Chakra, this I have heard in a class, Eka Chakra people, where Nityananda Prabhu belongs to, there they like to say Nityananda's name first. If you don't say Nityananda first and say Gauranga Mahaprabhu's name first, they get upset. So whenever, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, so I will always think, okay, if I say Gauranga Mahaprabhu, then Nitai will get upset, and if Nitai gets upset, then Gauranga Mahaprabhu will not be happy. So I first will try to say now Nitai's name, because Eka Chakra people will get upset. So it's no, that's how my mind works, at least, Mataji. So it's I try to connect it. I try to make sure at least the first time when I say Jai Gaur Nitai, first I will try to say Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, and then say Mahaprabhu's name.
And even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted us to approach Nitai.
Yes, that's what I said. So end of it, if I'm saying Gauranga and Gauranga is not happy, I would rather say Nitai and then say Gauranga, so that everybody, Eka Chakra
Approach
people,
Nitai, and then you get Gaura.
I get Gaura also, Eka Chakra people also are happy. So, I'm in the safe zone. Yes, Prabhu.
I was reading about the six Goswamis, especially like Raghunath Das Goswami.
Raghunath Das Goswami. Yeah.
The Goswamis in Vrindavan, they walked away from wealth to live under trees on a diet of buttermilk and rajapati dough.
Yeah.
It seems like that's why did they have to be failures in that way? Like no house, they had no property, they had no reliable transportation, and so why couldn't they live nicely with the comforts of life that they inherited easily from their parents, without practicing such severe renunciation, takanai? They had nothing.
Yeah. I mean, why did
they didn't even have a set of clothes?
The background is, I mean, of course, you just like Rai Ramananda, you're making me speak. So I will just say that it's not that they didn't have anything, and that because they were losers of life in life, like, we didn't get a job, we didn't get a wife, what to do, become sannyasi or become a babaji. They had everything. Raghunath Das Goswami's wife is said to be like no less than Apsara. And the wealth he had, even now if we have, we will be on top of the chart. And same was, we hear that Raghunath Das Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they had the boat of full of gold. So it's not that they didn't have it, they renounced it. Right? So they could have had the best of their life. But if you see, that's what Mahaprabhu is saying, and I don't remember exact verse, but that is the prema gar, that is the depth of love. When you have love, you don't need anything. When we have love, we don't need anything. But the thing is, still you have that love, we have to have the things that what at least we can do bhakti. They didn't need anything any longer, because they realized Mahaprabhu is their master, and Krishna and Radha and Krishna, they are the love of theirs, are their life and goal. They didn't need anything. If you have something, you have to put, if you have a house, you have to think if the house is broken down, it's something will be stolen, and you are always in this anxiety. So how will they write what they wrote for us? How will they Mahaprabhu gave them the 6th instruction. They had to do 6 things that Mahaprabhu asked them, and one of them was establishing temple. How will you, I mean, I can talk for my experience myself, that if I have to take care of the house and the temple, both cannot be done. So the energy can flow only, it says the energy flows where the love goes, or the something like that. But then if you see a mother does so much. Sometimes she will skip eating, skip sleeping, does so much for the child. But ask her, do you want to give the child to somebody else so that you can do all the eating, sleeping, and have a relaxed life? No matter, even if it's her life, she will, if in exchange of her life also, she will not give that baby to anybody. And that's love. And that's what they had. This is the Prabhupada says time and again, that's the love of a mother and a child is the closest material example you can give. And they had the love. Raghunath Das goes, so they are the Manjaris. And what kind of love they would have for Radha and Krishna. It's like Narottam Das Thakur says, Radha Krishna Pran Mora. That's like the life and soul of me is Radha and Krishna. So of course they didn't become like that because they had to. That's what the difference between a poor devotee and pure devotee. If a poor devotee leaves everything and goes in the jungle and tries to live like an Babaji, it will be so difficult. All he or she will think how Friday, again talking for myself, how Friday night I used to have pizza, pasta, and this, that, and look at this Brindavan, I don't get anything. My life was so nice. The meditation is completely there. And that's what for people like me is the recommendation is be where you have pizza, pasta, and give your heart to Krishna. For them, they didn't have their heart there. Their heart was right there in Brindavan. So, act from where you are instead of trying. Because end of it, you will not belong to this, you will not belong to there, you will not belong to anybody, anywhere. And end of it, it will be punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. You have to back in the cycle. So better, that's what Prabhupada says. Like, one devotee, of course you will know. One devotee, he came running to go on a morning walk with Prabhupada. And he didn't have shoes. Prabhupada says, go wear shoes. Even Radha Govind Maharaj says. Like then your focus will be always on your feet and how pricky the roads are and will not follow what's being told or will not be absorbed. This time when we went, June, I think I said it before, but we went and it was from 8 to 11, Vrindavan, summer, June, we had Govardhan Parikrama without the shoes. After 3 hours, I realized I cannot do it. And not just I realized that I cannot do it, I also realized how great Sanatan Goswami was. We'll go on a parikrama again and again and again. He didn't say, okay, it is June, I'm not going because the sand is too hot for me to walk on. But he's a pure devotee, I'm a poor devotee. For me, my full focus is when this will get over, when I'll go home back in the AC room and I'll feel relaxed. So for me, it is better I wear chappal. But it is also, it brings humility also. It immediately made me realize where I am still. And I have a very, very, very long way to go where Sanatan Goswami is standing. Does it make sense to you? Thank you so much. So your breakfast is waiting for you for last 10 minutes. Please go ahead and honor. And thank you. And the verse that we read, I'm sorry, before you go, if I find it. Okay. Antya 12.1. Shruyatam shruyatam nityam giyatam giyatam mura chintatam chintatam bhaktas chaitanya charitamritam. O devotees, may the transcendental life and characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always be heard, chanted and meditated upon with great happiness. Until we meet again till next Sunday, please think of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Leela. Srila Prabhupada ki, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki, Samasta Gaura Bhakta Brinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.